Hello, this is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. How are you doing out there in the real world? I guess you could say that, but YouTube is supposed to be a reflection of the real world. So, hey, before we get this underway, I'm going to ask you if you haven't done it, please go below this screen and hit that subscribe button. Uh, Hit that notification bell, and shoot, let us know how you feel. Well, I'm going to let you listen to some audio. Judge Tammy Kemp, the judge who presided over the Botham John case, defended her position, saying that wanted to she wanted to give the hug because of stuff. I'll just let you hear the audio real quick. Here you go.
Frankly, I don't think I would be getting this criticism if Miss Geiger were a black woman. I really don't. And I hate that we want to limit our compassion to one race or so. We've had a long line of miscarriages of justice where other innocent black men have been wrongfully killed, and the outcomes haven't been what reasonable people thought that they might have been, to the rules or regulations of every other state. So I don't know what happened in those trials, but the outcomes have not been what the general public might have thought that they might have been. And so many times we want to line up things along racial lines. I'm very happy that the jury we ended up with was a diverse jury. So no one can really make that argument that they were a polarized group. And Miss Geiger, I was very cognizant to try to give Miss Geiger and the state a fair trial. Miss Geiger cannot bear the sins of all of these other trials where the verdict didn't come out what the general public might have hoped it would have. And I think that's a part of it. But then there's some people that are never going to be satisfied.
There she's kind of speaking to that.
Oh, okay. For those of y'all out there listening to this, did y'all buy this? Like the whole thing that people are never going to be satisfied. The reason why people aren't going to ever be satisfied is because we haven't seen any kind of clear justice yet. I mean, who out there thinks that 10 years is a fitting sentence for murdering someone, especially under those circumstances? Seriously. It's like, let me listen to some of that again. She said that let's listen to this. I want to respond to like the first thing she said.
Criticism if Miss Geiger were a black woman.
Okay, I wonder does anyone buy that? Is she that she would not have received this much criticism if it were a black woman, if Amber Geiger were a black woman? Number one, I would say personally for me, I would still look at her like a cop who walked into someone's apartment saying that she thought it was her own, and basically taking a man's life. I mean, I still call her a murderer, but at the same time, isn't that a little bit of whataboutism? Oh, what if she, what about this? What about that? Instead of what actually happened. I mean, you took it upon yourself to walk up to the defendant in a murder trial who has been found guilty and sentenced and give her a hug and give her a Bible. I said this in my other video about this. We have to stop thinking in terms of if we forgive this person and we forgive that person, that's going to give us some clear path to heaven. Like we are somehow going to get rewarded to let another one pass by. I mean, I think for everything that's happened in our history, they've been forgiven enough. I mean, I'm not saying violent uprising. I'm just saying enough with the bullshit. So, and she also made the argument that the jury was diverse, and no one can make that argument. But it was kind of messed up too on their part. Let's listen to what they had to say. All right, this is the juror. This is going to be the voice of the juror. All right.
Shot and killed 26-year-old Botham Jean when she entered his apartment mistaking it for hers.
You can't compare this case to any of those other officers killing unarmed black men. Those officers that kill unarmed black men, when they got out, they went back to living their lives. Amber Geiger, she showed remorse and that she's going to have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
Can I give her a hug, please?
Okay, let me go back and play it again. Like, I want to respond to some, like, I just want y'all to hear the entire thing, and then I'm just going to respond to what the young lady said. I don't know this young lady's name. It might be reported somewhere, but just at the same time, this interview, like, courtesy of ABC News, by the way, this interview still happened. So
you can't compare this case to any of those other officers killing unarmed black men. Those officers that kill unarmed black men, when they got out, they went back to living their lives.
Goddamn can compare this to the other cases. I mean, it maybe not in such a way that Amber Geiger was actually found guilty and actually has to bear a sentence, which I don't think she's going to serve the entire sentence. I mean, let's be realistic about this. I mean, that all this outpour of sympathy, all this outpour of compassion, all this outpouring of forgiveness, just makes the whole thing kind of devoid of logic. And for anyone, like, and let me go ahead and shout this out real quick. For anyone that thinks that, okay, so you know what, the family forgive them too. Why don't you mention them? There were celebrities, and I'll get to Iyanla in just a second, because I don't even know how to say her name. Is it Iyanla? Is it Iyanla? It's like, I mean, forget. I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't know. It's just that there's this thing called being on code and girl code, and that's how Iyanla. But it's like this. The reason why I didn't mention the family is because this whole point of view is taken from the legal aspect of it and who commented on the legal aspect of it. So even though I'm going to name drop Steve Harvey, he also had something positive to say about Botham Jean's brother, his act of forgiveness and hugging Amber Geiger, which is, I'm gonna not relate that to this, even though yes, it does relate because it shows us how we forgiving to people who treat us like crap. We are so forgiving, but at the same time, I'm going from the legal aspect. The legal aspect, as in, the legal process, the perception of the legal process, and all the other great stuff. But it's like, why is this girl saying this? She's like, oh, okay, we just could we just couldn't, like, just listen.
Amber Geiger, she showed remorse and that she's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
She showed remorse and she's gonna have to deal with it for the rest of her life. Yeah, dealing with it, but I just don't think that it's gonna be dealing with it in a way that, kind of like how his family's dealing with it. Like, they lost a loved one. I don't think that she was that remorseful. I think that she was like a kid in the office who was in really big trouble, and it was going to have really big consequences. So she poured on the alligator tears. You often do see alligator tears in trials just like this when it comes to Caucasian women. Like that woman that hung that child in the basement of her daycare because she was so stressed out at her boyfriend. Yeah, I did a video about that, so if you're subscribed, you can search for that video too. In fact, I'll put the link in the description. It's like they put on a waterworks factory and they think that everything is going to be okay. And obviously from this case, everything's gonna be okay because she's filed for an appeal. So even though she showed remorse, I guess she's not truly sorry. If she was truly sorry, she would serve out that sentence. She took that man's life. But if that wasn't enough, you got fix my life, Miss. I don't know. It's just like these celebrities. Some of them are on. I don't know if too many of them are on code. So she makes the comment that she starts defending Tim, but judge for yourself. How meaningless or how severe this may be. But I'm gonna get to the point in just a second.
World right now is the judge hugging Amber Geiger. People are saying no, people are saying yes.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
I find it very interesting that you go into court and they want you to put your hand on the Bible and swear to God, but then they don't want you to act like a godly being in the process. So the judge hugging this woman brings humanity to our legal system, which is what's missing, which is why we have so many people rotting in jail for non-violent crimes, because the humanity is gone. So, and if we weren't in the courtroom, I'm not clear why we think we have an opinion. Why couldn't that judge do what she did from her heart and her mind to serve Miss, I should just call her Amber, to serve Amber? Why can't you just do what was in her heart and her mind?
Sure. So his brother and the judge, they both gave her hugs. So forgiveness is definitely in order.
Forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. I am so proud of that young man for claiming his right not to spend the next years in anger and upset with the woman who's in jail. He said, would have forgiven her. That's legacy. And when we want to honor those that we love, we do what they would do in their honor. So I'm glad he made that choice not to waste his life being upset with her. I'm glad that he made the choice to honor his brother's legacy. And I'm glad that as a black man, you understand, he became a demonstration for other black men about how to move from one step to the next.
No. As a black man, Brant John did not whatever his name, Brant John. I don't think that he taught me how to move as a black man, because I don't think I can forgive someone for a needless death. I mean, bitterness. I would never let the bitterness control me, but at the same time, if she got that lighter sentence, I'm gonna seek a greater justice. She should have gotten 28 to life. And why couldn't those jurors give her 28 years? I mean, she took the man's life. That man would never have any other chance to do anything else. I mean, not walk another minute of this earth, not tell his mother that he loves her, not hug and kiss his girlfriend, not make himself into a success. And here we are out here, trying to keep our biscuit buttered, trying to show all this compassion. And I mean, and there's nothing wrong with compassion, but come on. As much as we talk out here, I mean, it's enraging, because it's not even so much. It is not even so much that the other side will never forgive anything that we do. It's not so much that, is that we have to have this attitude to where it is like, okay, this is the danger that we have out here. Forgiveness is about doing as much as prayer right now. And I'm not criticizing those people that pray. I'm not criticizing that, because you believe what you want to believe. But at least let's start protecting ourselves. And when I say protecting ourselves, I don't mean so much our bodies. Yeah, our bodies definitely, but our minds as well. I'm saying stuff like this was a weak display. And we have so little faith in the legal system and the way the law works already. I mean, this just right here, it's a morality killer. It's a morality killer, and especially, and I'll go ahead and make this comment right here: people who are supposed to have our back. Now, Iyanla, in the audio that I just played, she said that people go into court and swear on the Bible, uh, but we're not going to carry on like godly beings because, I guess obviously the Bible came from God. I don't know. I guess the show of nobility, I guess she's trying to get an ovation every time she says something, and I guess that being a celebrity therapist, I guess blows your head up like that. She also said something about why would you why would you have an opinion when you weren't sitting in that courtroom? Um, because they put it in the public eye. You're allowed to have opinions. It's like, Jesus, I hate when people do that. It's like, okay, you're not supposed to have an opinion about this because of such and such condition, but the information is being made privy to the public. It's like this whole, okay, I'm gonna be the authority over what we listen to bullshit. Now, okay, now I'm gonna tell this. I'm gonna say this because I see that this particular woman, Iyanla, like loves to try to tell, black men what to do, what direction to go in. And that's sometimes it gets to sounding a little ridiculous. Like, she had a group of young men and she asked them, why they date out. And they told her reasons, and she said that you're just gonna have to deal with black women, as in like, now, I'm not against black women. I'm not against black women. I'm not against black women, but you can't ask us to be better if we can't ask certain things of you, or we can all mind our own business. But that's not happening right now. and from what I see all over YouTube and all over social media, nobody's minding their own business right now. But it's like every time I look up, rules are being set for black men on how to feel about certain things. And that's cool. And that's cool. My thing is, I will I will start taking suggestions when I stop seeing shit like this. You know, and just for the record, I see men and women making it quite clear that you don't care about what black men think. You don't care. You don't care. You say it with your mouth. You say it in triggered rants on posts. You say all this other stuff, but it's like we all know that's just words. We all know that's just words because of what we see, the physical, tangible evidence that we see. So I mean, I didn't come on here trying to set any rules, trying to set any standards, trying to raise any bars for anyone. I'm this kind of person. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. But if you say stupid stuff and it makes us look bad as a people, somebody is going to have to say something, no matter who it is. If I say stupid stuff, you should say something about it. But this was a very bad showing. Most of all to Judge Tammy Kemp. Like, I guess, yeah, I was on Facebook the other day, and they were defending her, saying that, yeah, like I was saying that that's bias. That's bias. That's bad form. You're not supposed to walk up to a murder defendant who just got found guilty and give her a hug. You're not supposed to. It's bad form. They're telling me, well, she hugged the family too. So, isn't that unbiased? I said, no, that's not unbiased because the family lost somebody. It's like, damn. It's like everybody in the courtroom can hug the family. I don't give a damn. Why are you hugging the murderer? Why are you hugging the defendant that killed this person? Who is very Blue Lives Matter. I mean, damn, how much evidence do you need? They got some. Yeah, they got some cop cases out there where they catch evidence being, even if the evidence is recorded, they still get off. There's a case in New York right now that I might do a video on. It's pretty sick. And the cop got off with indisputable evidence. So I mean, that's how I feel about all that. I mean, I know there were some men involved too, who was around there buttering biscuits too. But I mean, like for the public display, this is what's most prevalent. When people from your legal system representing your legal opinion come out and they do this, is very bad, because that means on the cold side, and when I'm, and we often talk about being on the cold side and on the legal side, we're fucked. We're fucked on both sides. Where do we go? Where do we go? What's the solution? Where do we go from here? If we can't get on code and the legal system seems to be leveraged against us, where do we go? Now, and just remember, the only reason that the winning side is winning is because you're letting them win. I don't know. Maybe we'll learn about that one day. I had somebody I was talking to the other day tell me that he just believed that we're gone. Yeah, this was a black man. He just saying that we're too far gone. We need to hit the reset button, start over. I'm like, how do we hit the reset button? There's too many people around. Yeah, I mean, we got to do something, y'all. At least cut out these weak displays. Well, anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and just stop, ranting. I'm to the point where I'm kind of babbling right now. But yeah, my name is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. I'm one of the habitual line steppers, along with Donnie and Roger, and their respective YouTube channels as well. Uh, Links will be provided below once I finish this broadcast, and peace out. Like, share, subscribe, and Kev we trust. Goodbye.